early. Hopefully, everyone got a chance to recharge and restore during Lionsgate, which was Saturday. Today is now Sunday, August the 9th. A beautiful, beautiful day. Hopefully, everybody does get to enjoy. Now, I know that there are some people that do go to morning service, early morning service. First sip of that great elixir. Hopefully, everybody's staying hydrated during this muggy, muggy time. There's a lot of pollution. Do your part by keeping your trash areas clean so everybody doesn't have to smell your funk, okay? Trust me, your neighbors aren't really trying to smell your 2, 3 day old meat trash or whatever it is that you put there, okay? Hopefully, you are still an avid recycler and you are trying to save us from global warming in your spare time, of course. I don't mean for you to make it a whole entire thing. Points me to recycling and trash. Some things in life you recycle, some things in life you trash. The thing is, you got to get old enough to know exactly what to treasure, what to trash, and what to repurpose, okay? Some of us are learning that not only do we have to throw away some of the moments that we had, but some of the moments that we can't really let go of that still basically, excuse me, make up a good part of the fiber of our being, you're going to have to repurpose some of those memories. I have. Hopefully, you can. All right, so I've got a scripture. We're starting off Psalms 79. I know, I'm early. I'm on an uptick. I definitely had to get up early because a lot of things came to me. A lot of things came to me. I mean, really, honestly, there were a lot of things already on my mind, but I was taking it easy on getting to that part. Everything has its time, okay? So, with that part, this part being the part of the journey where we're coming around the corner. We're almost at the end. Some of us have just started this journey where we're learning to relive, relove, and rethink, right? And some of us have done this a couple of times and we want to get it done. Some of us are straight up done. This is my last time. I came voluntarily back to take a few people where they had to go because that was my mission, my ultimate mission, okay? Um, of my greatest teachers was somebody that nobody really knew exactly what part he played in my life, but he was somewhat of a guru. He was a teacher. He taught me a lot of tolerance, patience, and he taught me a lot of discipline. He also taught me the dangers of stigmas and things of that nature. Under his tutelage, he basically taught me how to tolerate and prepare to navigate. Okay? So, shout out to Uncle Peapot. His name was Teapot, but I called him Peapot. Okay? He taught me so many things during a time in my life where I needed a teacher, and he was a male. So his teaching was so different than the female gurus who I came across during my pilgrimage. It was almost like I was in my own book of the alchemist from an early age. I knew that the answers from very early weren't coming from home. These people weren't giving their kids the answers. They were literally sitting in front of their kids' eyes and lying. And the only reason why I knew they were lying was because I was privy to the Simpsons and news, okay? So I had the reasoning in me to know that something was amiss at home. I wasn't learning as much as I should have learned there as I learned outside. And it was weird how I picked certain people to learn from, right? So Shout out to the teachers and the masters that I've come across that either taught me what not to do or they taught me how to do what I was doing better and keep it in place. Okay? So, in that respect, Uncle Petot did do that. He taught me a lot of patience and tolerance. He also taught me discipline. He also taught me how to listen. He taught me how to listen. And for some reason, almost every one of my teachers had another apprentice that almost always got very violently and maliciously jealous of my time in tutelage versus theirs. I'm sorry, you took for granted who was teaching you. I'm sure that it's some way, it's vice versa somewhere else, but I'm not there, okay? So, yeah, before I get into the scripture, fuck you, Arnetta, fuck you, Chantrice, and fuck you, Shamika, aka Caprice. Yeah, when P-Tot went into the grave, the last bit of toleration you went with him, okay? Just, and I've been paying attention. I had to do the whole Judy thing on me with the mail and all that shit, and then your homeboys, I don't even have to. I heard their voices. I know the way they fucking move. I'm not fucking stupid, okay? All right. Just to let you know, I been knew you was on demon time when I caught you mocking me when you just kept eating the mushrooms and I saw you transform in front of me and you mocked me and you talked about all the things that you were basically envious of. But we won't talk about how Earl been playing in your face for over 20 fucking years, but you want to destroy me and not Earl and Judy. Get the fuck on. You are the weak bitch you keep trying to tell people I am. Yet, you learned everything you know from me. And that's that. And the fact that if I can disown my firstborn son, bitch, you are nobody. And I mean that. All right, so let's wheel it back. I had to put a pin in the healing situation and let it rip, okay? Sometimes you gotta let that happen, especially when you know there have been people that you have saved from holes in their lives multiple times, yet they sat there and every time you were able to, they said, I don't want you to be you, I want to be you. So, on your next trip to the graveyard, fall in one of those holes, okay? Sekhmet Kismet. Ashe, ashe, ashe. All right, let's get on. Because, see, some people really felt as though I couldn't. It's that I wouldn't. I, personally, I love words. Whether they make me feel great or not. So I can listen to you talk all day as long as you don't pick your hands up and physically try to harm me. You could say the worst things you want all day. It's only just going to make me recalibrate you and your presence in my mind. The person who needs to throw very sharp words at a person who's absolutely doing nothing to them and actually held a lot of space for them is a coward, because all the other people who you could have done that to, you didn't play your gangster out with them. You played it out on a person who you knew wouldn't lash out on you. Out of respect for my tutor, out of respect for myself, it was nothing to tolerate you because you were my student at a point in time until I saw you doing the snake shit she was doing. You started stretching out next to me the day Earl told you he liked the way I walk. And that was what would made me really look at you crazy, because you still going hard for a man who has mentally castrated you in your life but I am your enemy. You are stagnated and castrated, and the only thing that you can get in the highest in Burberry dress, but you will still be you. I've been stripped down to nearly nothing, and I'm still good with being me. How is you cool? From the projects to the county, from the apartments over to the little liquor store. How is you cool? I think you feel as though my lack of impulsiveness means that I'm never ready. I'm always ready, but it's never worth it. We only got this one life to live, and I know when a funny looking bitch is poking at me, she wants to make me ugly like her. I won't give you a justification of touching my face, nor my hair, nor my person, because that's what you want. For years, I've been dealing with women coming in my space and talking to me greasy in hopes that I make a stupid move so that they can justify trying to rearrange my aesthetic because they don't look that way. They don't talk that way. They don't act that way. They don't walk that way. So the thing that they really want to do is put me in a situation to where they can justify attacking me like the wild animal that they already were. They just needed justification to show out so you don't realize that they are the ugly person that they are showing you. They just want a reason. Have I made myself clear? I'm still going to be attacked by women that feel less than. I'm still going to be the reason why a lot of men mentally castrate you. Are you strong enough to realize that the man is triangulating you with your own insecurity? I don't have nothing to do with it. I didn't touch that man, didn't want that man, wasn't looking at that man. But the minute he saw the way your eyes, the way your shoulders, the way your body jerked when I walked to that room, he used you as a tool and you was the fucking battlefield. You sank your own damn battleship, not I. So the next time when you get gangsters on the ones that hurt you, the ones that did it for real, the ones that took from you. But now you're not on that side anymore. You can't blame anybody anymore because of the things you put your hand. I don't know what energy you tried to send at Jennifer, but whatever happened to your biggest brother was a backfire. Keep your hands out of things. And the graveyard is for dead folks. You pay your respects and you get up out of there. But no, you want to stay and be consumed. The first time you bust the insurance check, you got that thirst in you and you've been running ever motherfucking since. I ain't stupid. I've been said it when it happened. When I let you and them funky hoes get in my Mercedes and we went south, I saw it all happening. I was supposed to be able to help you, but you went deeper and deeper. And them mushrooms wasn't no damn help. The more enablers you surrounded yourself with, the more you pushed me away and the more I left. Because the very company you sitting there depending on will be the same company eat you up. And yeah, I see that nigga you used to sit on the phone with for a long time like he was the best thing since sliced bread. Fuck that nigga. He got titties. And I don't think he's all that. Especially when he could sit there and compare you and me. We are not the same. Not the same. I don't like how everybody carried out. Not with all the baby mothers floating around these dudes that you got coming around me. You think I didn't know? To the weak ones who you told Oh, she ain't gonna do nothing. You don't have it like that. You never did. You got respect from me only because you were my student. But you turned rogue, as so many do in those movies now, don't they? It's horrible when the student turns against the teacher and then starts to envy them. I put in the work. I put in the work. That's why you wanted to learn from me in the first place. But you turned around and got jealous because instead of you reach out for your purpose, you kept reaching out for everybody else's purpose. Then you wanted to be a female dada, but you're weak. So they can really reposition you whenever they want to. I saw an example of it with bus driver. You can be repositioned. You have been repositioned. How dare you? Fucking high-end goddamn retarded malicious escorts out here. You taking L's. You taking L's. I don't need to be calm. I need to be telling the truth about somebody who thinks that I wasn't ever able to tell the truth. I walk these streets every day knowing that you got this one down the block, that one driving, that one parking near my house, that one parking in the back, that one calling, that one. I know which way and I know where to pull up at too. Baltimore not that big and my memory ain't bad. You was dosing. When I did indulge, I swear I never went as hard as you did. Because when I woke up that day and heard you crying, I can't believe why she like that. Did she spend so much money? Why she gotta have everything? And she's been and I came up and I looked. No, you were looking dumb as hell. Because you were sitting there talking about things you had no business talking about around people I didn't know. And your brother, the fucking jellyback, who sat there and watched it happen while trying to make me feel as though I did something to you. Because he too scared to say something because he didn't know how deep your fingers was in his damn spine. I knew it was weird. I said, why this man can't never be with a woman that's not his sister? It's unnatural how mad this woman gets when I come around. And then he said the stupidest thing he could have said to me. And I said, you know what? I got to get away from this whole family unit. Because y'all really believe in I am my brother's keeper. Did you tell him the second part? You are your brother's spender too. When things that I found precious became, when you decided that was all you could go for that, I could go for what I needed to go for. There's no loyalty left when it comes to none of that. Loyalty is for dogs, and you a bitch in a skirt. You're receiving your own energy back. Now go on, do what you gonna do. You gonna come out of bag? What you gonna run around? You gonna sneak me? What you gonna do? You gonna do what you usually do? Oh, I have to be harsh. When I got somebody who I sat there and I raised kids with aiming for me, when I got people that I saved and cooked with aiming for me, when I got people that I came through for in a grip aiming for me, I don't have no other choice to be harsh. Don't you ever return. There are no cut cards. There is no get over. There is no get back. There is no revenge because I never did nothing to you. I'm letting you do it all to yourself, baby. You and every minion, every little chickadee you send past my door, especially the one with all them eyelashes, like, what the fuck was she looking at? Can she see? I didn't get this. I didn't get this old. I didn't get this far. Being easily triggered, being easily annoyed, being easily moved. I learned from who I needed to learn from. I shut up when I needed to shut up, and I took notes when I needed to take notes. I didn't have to explain to you what I was doing because you wasn't doing what I was doing. I was doing exactly what I was supposed to be doing. I was observing. I was taking notes. And this is why I could be right here today. No matter how many times I had to start over, I started. I did not let the whole entire thing collapse on me. I did not let postpartum. I did not let mental illness. I did not let depression. I did not let whatever else everybody else is dealing with. I could have dealt with the same things y'all dealt with. The only difference is between God and my train of thought. There are so many people like me out here, but you don't see them. You don't talk to them. You don't understand what they got going on because you're too loud. You're too busy. You're too miserable. You're too quick. You're too fast. You're so-called too fancy. You're so much that you still ain't enough in the sum of things. See, baby, when you got to force it, it ain't for you. When you got to move around all these things, when you got to make the furniture move, you got to go against yourself in your own training, it ain't for you. When you got to step on other people, when you got to steal other people's notes. I remember being around you, and I swear everywhere we went, oh, I like that girl hairstyle. Oh, I like that nail polish. Oh, I like this, and I like this, that. And I was looking, I was like, well, damn. Never mind that I'd spent almost 20 years learning DDA and mental health and forensic and things of that nature. So everything was a learning moment at the time, especially when I was going through some of the things that I didn't even understand at the time was being done to me purposely by other people. But then you joined in. And the day that you looked at me crying and you said, I don't understand how you survive and how you doing this, because another person would have been an addict or an alcoholic by now. You don't think I remember that moment. I remember quite a few things. I remember looking at you as you cried and said these things to me. I don't know how you not enough, and how an addict and a crackhead and a alcoholic by now with all the things that happened to you. And I was just looking at you, and I just wondered, what made you think that I was going to break down? Who told you that I should be broken down? Who decided to want to list anything about me? And why were you so consumed about me and what it took to be my kryptonite? You ain't Lex Luthor. The only green I've ever seen you with is in your eyes, because the money turns as soon as it touches your hand. Simply amazing. Oh, what a tangled web we weave. And even with all that information that I've just given, I haven't even given the crux of it. Okay? Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Anyway, let's get on with it. I have Astro Matrix here and I have Psalm 79. Let's go. Let's get it done. Rest in heaven, Uncle Petot. I will be going to find somewhere of Catholicism and light a candle in your memory. Your memory will always be sealed in my mind, but yes, you took the last of the refrain and the restraint with you and you passed. Okay. I had to talk long enough to get the biting words out. Yeah, nice. Okay. Oh God, the heathen are coming to thine inheritance. Thy holy temple have they defiled. They have laid Jerusalem on heaps. The dead bodies of thy servants have they given to be meat unto the fowls of the heaven, the flesh of thy saints unto the beasts of the earth. Their blood have they shed like water round about Jerusalem, and there was none to bury them. We are become a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and derision to them that are round about us. How long, Lord, wilt thou be angry? Forever shall thy jealousy burn like fire. Pour out thy wrath upon the heathen that have not known thee, and upon the kingdoms that have not called upon thy name. For they have devoured Jacob and laid waste his dwelling place. O remember not against us former iniquities. Let thy tender mercy speedily prevent us, for we are brought very low. Help us, O God of our salvation, for the glory of thy name, and deliver us, and purge away our sins for thy name's sake. Wherefore should the heathen say, where is their God? Let him be known among the heathen in our sight by the revenging of the blood of thy servants which is shed. Let the sighting of the prisoner come before thee, according to the greatness of thy power. Preserve thou those that are appointed to die. Wow. And render unto our neighbors sevenfold into their bosom their reproach, wherewith they have reproached thee, O Lord. Wow, I haven't pre-read this. So we thy people and sheep of thy pasture will give thee thanks forever. We will show forth thy praise to all generations. Selah, so be it, so let it be. Ashe, ashe, ashe. So, really honestly, we're talking about our neighbors, not just our neighbors next door. We're talking about people who we share a community and an environment with. Sometimes when you're being a good neighbor, you do the best to save meat. You do your best to save face. It's not that you want to be best friends with your neighbors, people next door, or people all around in your neighborhood, in your community, and your environment. It's just that you would like to pass in peace. You would like to mind your business and allow them to mind theirs. Comes a situation where your neighbors feel entitled to business while telling you to mind yours. And let's take it a step further. There are people who call themselves your neighbor who actually put themselves close to you so that they can steal from you one way or another. Spiritually, emotionally, or financially. And that becomes another thing. And still, they still don't want you to say anything. They don't really want you to know, but they honestly hope you never say anything. So that's when intimidation factors, that's when the isolation factors, that's when they start doing things in hopes that they could quiet, make you shut up, never say the truth, never speak your piece. And honestly, a good neighbor allows you to speak your piece, allows you to reason. But a lot of people don't want other people to know that they are not a good neighbor. The only time that they want to be a good neighbor is when they go to church and the pastor says, neighbor, pass the plate. Neighbor, is that you? That's the only time a lot of people even recognize that they are a neighbor, is when the pastor asks them to. He says, look to the left, look to the right. And some of the people you've never seen before. And that makes it even better for you, because some of your real neighbors would never. So you go to church are a good neighbor in front of the pasture, in front of the sheep, in front of the wolves. And then you return home and do the same thing that you've been doing, which is disturbing all of your neighbors, disturbing people amongst the street, disturbing people in traffic, disturbing people in stores, because you can still go back to that building where everybody sees you as a neighbor and live your lie, if only just for a Sunday. Ask yourself in your mirror, am I a good neighbor? Can people be a good neighbor to me? Where am I a good neighbor at? If I'm only a good neighbor in church, if I'm a neighbor to people I've never lived around, if I'm only a good neighbor to people I don't see in my daily travels, am I really a good? Some of you should ask, am I really a good person? But that's another story for another time, and that's way too deep. So, some of you need to recalibrate and need to recheck that thing. If you're the only way you're a good neighbor is in church, at school, or at the job, then you definitely living more than one life. And you too busy talking about everybody else's. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Very interesting. A lot of times we have to sweep around our own porch. I ask myself all the time, could I, should I, would I? A lot of times when it's words that are going to take me nowhere, that mean nothing, that won't take anyone forward, it's no need in me engaging. A lot of people not understanding the person or my journey in life really felt as though there were no words for me to say. There was plenty. However, I didn't think you would comprehend without feeling a bit slighted. I didn't think you would be able to comprehend without feeling judged or reproached. It's not that I would be judging you. I would be giving you very strong suggestions, and maybe you weren't ready to take on that, or maybe you weren't ready to comprehend, or maybe the weight of what I would say would offend you first, and you wouldn't take the time it took to understand, to realize that whatever I said to you was for your greater good. I have no ulterior motives. If I'm talking to you, I am really talking with you. Other than that, there's no need to talk. I am truly one of those people. Pointless talk for what? So pardon others' ignorance upon my introduction into the world. This is how I've always operated, and this is how I will continue to operate. If there is no need to fill the space with pointless words, then space we will have. Peace we should be. Hold up. Hey. Hold up. Getting ready for the next episode. Hey. The chronic. Shoot. Ice Cube. Dr. Dre. The Chronic. Eminem. I don't know, but it just popped up. So get ready for this next episode. Hey. Look, I think I forgot how to trip walk, but I was juking at the park this weekend. I was juking. I was. Hold up, I got on the wrong shoes. I do be juking. Life is fun, life is good, life is grand. Hopefully you're going to enjoy your Sunday up into your Monday. The kids are back. School is starting very soon. Tax season will be starting between next week and the following week. Hopefully you're ready. Don't go to, this is a good pointer. Don't go shopping without a plan. This will save you a lot of money, and it'll also keep you from buying extra. Stick to it. Don't buy anything that you didn't write down. Okay? Don't buy anything that you don't need to replace right away. If they can still wear it for another 6 to 8 months, you don't need to replace it right then and there. But you do need to get some reinforcements. Keep them in the closet. Buy extra supply when it comes to essentials like deodorant, toothbrushes, toothpaste, cleaning supplies. A lot of people don't overbuy cleaning supplies, but what happens when everything gets dirty and you can't eat, sit, or drink off of a surface? Like, come on, get the cleaning supplies, okay? So, remember how many uniform shirts you need. Pants. Remember, there's 7 days a week, so you need to have at least 7 days a week taken care of. And then there's the 2 extra, which will make that 9. You need to have an 8 and a 9 in case emergencies happen, something rips, something gets stained, okay? You also need to, if you have little ones and they get those growth spurts, try to make 8 and 9 bigger, okay? Just in case. It might sag if you actually do need to go into your reserves and use the bigger ones, but they'll have a head start when it comes to the next season, so you don't have to buy as much. Come on now, let's do this. So, if you got someone that's a size 10, that means make sure you have at least 7 times the 10, but the next size up, which would be, I think it's 12 or the 14. Make sure the next two outfits, depending on how your child grows, because some of our children grow tall and some of them grow sideways, okay? So depending on how the dietitian and everything is working in your house, that's what you buy for, okay? You buy 8 and 9 at that size. That's for the ones who have the smaller ones, right? Okay. If you are socks, now when it comes to socks, you're going to need boys, crew socks, especially when it comes to circulation. Girls, long socks, especially when it comes to circulation. You'll talk to them about it. The early you start preventing them from having varicose veins and blood clots. I'm not talking about weight. I'm not talking about how you look. I'm talking about health, inside health. The earlier, the less they'll have to wear Ted stockings when they get older. You want them to have dancer's legs. They're going to want to have dancer's legs. I don't even care if they get fat legs. They're still going to have shapely legs, okay? So you're going to want to get them long socks. The boys, crew socks, okay? Now, footwear, that's up to you and your family, but make sure that that the footwear, think about it. They're going to be in this footwear from anywhere to 6 to 8 hours a day, okay? So not only are they going to need more than one pair of tennis shoes, they're going to need something foot friendly, okay? And remember to rotate. I haven't seen anyone's backside or gait not suffer from wearing the same exact shoes all the time. And hey, some of those expensive brands are back busters. They're that so that you can sit down and look pretty. If you hurt when you walk, you'll just sit down and you won't put no wrinkles in your new Jordans. Now, it's not that I hate Jordan. It's just that I don't think that those are the shoes that you need if you intend to use your body for the rest of your life. Those are shoes you put on when you just want to look nice. Has nothing to do with anything. And I guess they play basketball better is because they know that those shoes are $200 to $300 freaking dollars. And yeah, it's either that or go steal them. So you got to look good doing it so that everybody buys them and you can buy the stock. Okay, let me not go there because my mind thinks in a whole, down the whole back alley. I'm never coming through the front, okay? So that's that. So yeah, just pay attention, buy extra sizes. If you know we got 7 days of the week, so that means you need 8 to 9, and you need to buy a few sizes up when it comes to 8 and 9, okay? That socks. Always remember, every 6 months, you might need to get some new socks, okay? Rotation and the elasticity does run out, okay? Underwears, we won't talk about it, but when it comes to boy health, for young boys, because men, they'll learn, they'll listen. Young boys, if you have young boys, I was seeing in the health, the difference between having size boxer briefs or undersized. Depending on the way your child is built, the tighter ones, the ones that hold their bodies close to each other, that is better for scrotum health. If they have no support, that lowers their sperm count young. So if you ever want grandkids, you start taking care of the boy's man health early. You make sure he's aware of cashews, almonds, Brazil nuts, things of that nature, so that he's okay. A lot of times we make women very, very male centered. We make them marriage centered. We make them wedding centered. And honestly, if they're going to be getting married to men, the men need to be marriage centered and partner centered, I should say. Okay, you don't want them women centered. You don't want women men centered. You want people partner centered. If they're going to have a partner, they should be able to fit them in their life with their life, not replace their life with their partner, things of that nature. So be aware of codependency too. I have a tendency to have an avalanche of information once I get into my flow. Hold up. Hey, that's how I started that chronic stuff in the first place. But I will always love Warren G and Nate Dogg and all of them. I will always love the originators of the thing, but now they're footsteps that we could take samples from as we keep continuing our journey. I'm looking for the first. Okay, Capricorn came out. I'm not going to take that. Who is the opposite to Capricorn? Aries. All right. Good morning, my love bugs, my lovers, my friends, and the foes, because the foes like to see me too. They like to get a fresh dose of hate. They come, they say, "Oh, this is my inspiration. If I see her again, she's going to give me motivation to hate some more or do something malicious, Yeah. Anything to get you out of bed. Don't say I didn't do anything for you." All right, so we've got the Knight of Swords, we've got the King of Pentacles, and we've got the Hermit. Okay, we've got that coming out for Aries. So somebody's leading ambitiously. They're leading the pack. They're coming in. They've already got their sword drawn, and what are they going to do? Okay, so now we've got the King of Pentacles after the Knight of Swords. So, what's going on? We've got the Hermit here, and that is Virgo. What is going on? That is 9 Divine. That is also September. So we may or may not have a Virgo or a Libra situation going on. There is someone that is unbalanced. I've been picking up on that information for the last few days. Also, somebody broke their pom-pom in the champagne room. Somebody decided that they were going to go on this whole campaign of I'm beautiful, I'm wonderful, I'm all that, pay me attention, pay me attention. However, the attention that they did get wasn't the attention that they really should have gotten. And now they're seeing themselves in a situation that they really can't get themselves out of, not unless they put more people to confuse the situation. However, if everybody and look for the source of the thing, they will be looking at them. Somebody broke their pom-pom trying to get in the champagne room. So somebody did a lot of low life stuff trying to look and act as though they were high class. Like I said, if you were of that echelon, you would not have to force it. It would not be an act. You would not have to do so much. It would be in your DNA. I can't tell you the amount of people that I've come across who have probably had some of the best times of their life, and I've come across them at a time when they were probably at their worst. However, for a person who has experienced or is of or deserves that sort of life, it always come through no matter what. Whether their hair is uncombed, whether they're unbathed or not, you can see certain things in people. You can look in their eyes, you can see by their movements, you can see by their habits that maybe they fell on hard times, or maybe this, this ain't the time. This isn't the best time for them, okay? Maybe somebody's having a hard time and they need support getting back up. Those people, if you take the time, you would be able to discern from one or the other. But there are others that have to speak. They go out of their way. They study other people, and they study their words, and they study how they talk, and they try to copy it. And they study how they walk, and they study how they stand, and they say, okay, well, I'm going to stand like that. And they say, okay, well, then I'm going to walk like that. And they say, okay, well, I'm going to dress like that. Ooh, they smell great. I'm going to buy that perfume. Oh my, they hang with those people. So I have to infiltrate these spaces. How do I do that? Let's do this. I'll hit someone over the head, steal their money, go shopping, and then I'll be one of them now. As long as I don't get caught, I am of the upper echelon. Now, I'm not saying that everybody doesn't deserve at least a chance, right? But the thing about it is, when you take it and when you keep taking it, and the thing is, there are some people that had already experienced the upper echelon, and they had every chance to go straight and to get it of their own energy. They could have gotten it. They could have went clean long time ago, but they got so complacent. They said, I'll just hit another and another and another and another. So it's bodies after bodies after bodies after bodies. And now you can't sleep or turn off the lights. You can't do anything. You can't even function normal anymore because you've consumed so many people. Just trying to buy 5 more, 10 more, 15 more minutes of fame that turns into shame in those quiet moments. When you get in the shower and you're all alone, and all those memories of all those things and all those deeds. And then, oh, let's not forget, you have to plan another because the money is running thin. The thing about fast money is it goes even faster, especially when you get a taste for things, especially caviar, things of nature. One order can take your whole night. One order, not a day. But one shopping spree, one order, one receipt can take all the spoils of whatever you did that day, that week, that month, that year, that summer. And then you'll have to plan another caper, another heist, another event again. And you'll have to think of more lies and more alibis, and you'll have to think of more friends. Oh no, the recycling begins. See, unless you have picked up and gone to another state, this one isn't so big. This one is very, very, very small. So, if you've already eaten up half and you hide in the other half, what is a person to do? You're running out of space now, aren't you? Not unless you're going to empty out the whole city, or is the city about to let you? Because surely there's someone better than you, more needier than you, more angrier than you, more malicious than you. There's always somebody more than you. And those are the things you have to remember in your arrogance, that there is always somebody thirstier than you, hungrier than you, more than you, happier than you. You know, you're angry. I said hangry. I said hungry. Because hungry and angry should go simultaneously, because if you should be so hungry, it's very easy to get angry. So is that why you want to starve people out, so that they maybe get a taste for you? However, there are some people that have good taste, so they'll rather starve than put their mouth to something worse than Marmite. I remember my first time eating Marmite. My face instantly transformed into, it had to be the ugliest face that I've ever made in my life. I could taste it. But to have a disposition nastier than Marmite, surely that's demonic. All right, so Aries, King of Pentacles and the Hermit. Let's talk about it. We already talked about the Knights of Swords coming in, acting as though they are gentle but very, very ambitious, okay? Very, very ambitious. Knight of Swords. So we're just going to go straight over it. Feeling very ambitious, having super focused attention. And this is the lean in, this is the thrust, right? You remember riding your bike like this. It did a lot for your hamstrings and your glutes. But we knew when you were about your business, when you leaned on your bike in such a way. This happens to also be true when you see people driving in traffic. This is the signal of an aggressive driver. The lean forward. Good God. Who's driving aggressively? I think I heard that this morning. Yeah, maybe 40 minutes ago. Someone was aggressively driving. That's a chaotic person. That's a person who has a little bit of something in them taking over. What a question. All right, so then we got the King of Pentacles coming up after the Knight of Swords, feeling very ambitious, having super focused attention, fire and air. This is the Aries reading, and Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius are of fire. So now we've got the King of Pentacles coming straight up. That is success in business, sticking to principles. So somebody's being very ambitious as they stay on the path, staying super focused. I'm loving the yellow. The yellow is confidence, brightness, exposure, and male virility. So someone, male, is viral, okay? They have some kids or some family that they'd like to establish. The Hermit is here, which is 9, which is divine, could be with Virgo tendencies, which is a Virgo energy, and Libra, okay? So we've got the 9 Hermit. That's also a need for introspection as you go. As above, so below. Take time to contemplate over your decisions. Do not let anyone stand in the way to your success. So remember to do every so often, remember the job description that you gave yourself. That means you need to every so often set yourself aside, disconnect, and go back over your vision board you have for you. Not the one that you have where you have people included, where it includes your family, your extended family, and your friends. We're talking about your own personal vision board. That way you can reinforce your boundaries with said people, because if you know your vision, no one can deter you or change or pivot your path, okay? That is the Aries reading. 9 was the only number that came out. That is divine. Stay in prayer and meditation and counsel with a expert. And the expert in this case is you. All right? That is your reading, Aries. Okay, Taurus, let's go. Good morning, Taurus. Congratulations to those who are having a birthday in Leo. It is August the 9th. A special kind of guy, a very strong guy. A giant was born today. What giant am I talking about? My dad. Yes, he was not perfect, yet he was a man here on this earth that did not give up until the very last drop, okay? There were some things he wasn't able to tell me because he was under some kind of other influence that I did not know that we shared in common. However, I'm so happy and so blessed to be on the other side of things, and I'm so glad I listened to what he said. My father said when he died, I died loving everyone who never loved me, and that reverberates in my mind every time I think about all the people that I tried to help. The same way my father came through and advocated for people. They looked me dead in my face, accepted my gifts, and spat on me. And I will never forget those people. Shout out to y'all. Because now that we're on the other side of things, I don't have any weight to carry. I have no karma. My heart is light. I know I've done all that I can do. And I know that no one can actually ever come to me truthfully and say that I did them something that deserved any of this. And that right there keeps me happy and whole every damn day. So, Taurus, the sun, 19, that is male, that is father, that is business, okay? And then we've got the 7 of swords, and that is Aquarius, very sneaky, very strategic, very betraying. Then we've got the 10 of wands, Sagittarius, that is heavy, heavy burden. Let's get into it. The 19 is the sun, okay? And, yeah, it's exposure, it's the Leo element, it's fire, having freedom, being optimistic, finding enthusiasm, overcoming oppression. So someone is trying to overcome some type of oppression. They're trying to be positive where negativity did reside. Now we have the 7 of swords. That is Aquarius energy, and that is trickery. That is, no one can hide the truth, be true, else be ready to face the consequences. Someone is being oppressed by the very secrets, contracts, and relationships that they keep. This person is weighed down by the information and the secrets. Somebody is very weighed down by the deeds that they have participated in or allowed to happen. Somebody is very heavy, okay? Karma can be like that, and this is why this burden is heavy. Carrying a secret, especially a secret that can change everyone's life, can be heavy over time. This is why they say you need to do atonement, you need to do confession. This is why they say you should write it out. This is why they say you should have a journal. This is why they say you should have a therapist, a psychotherapist, or a physical therapist, or a therapist, period. Your body has secrets, so does your mind. So sometimes you need therapy for your body as well. But in this case, someone is very oppressed by the amount of information they know. It keeps them trapped. They have to dance. They have to dance. Remember in Harlem Nights, if you've ever seen Harlem Nights, the way when they started shooting at the feet and they expected you to be scared enough to start manipulating yourself in a way that lets them know that the intimidation is working and making you look like a fool. Right? So someone is being forced to look like a fool because they are holding secrets. Maybe they're playing one side, maybe they are playing both sides, but it is a mental prison, it is, because you have to watch every time you say something, else something will fly out involuntarily. Maybe a skeleton, maybe a secret, maybe your mask will slip. This is why this is a heavy burden. Somebody is going to start looking a bit older. Somebody's skin is going to start suffering. Somebody's body, somebody's diet, somebody's going to start losing weight that they don't need to lose, or somebody's going to start going back and forth, up and down on the scales. As far as gaining and losing, is because they are holding on to trauma, secrets, oppression by way of some kind of loyalty to some secret, some group, some place, something, okay? This is a very heavy burden, and they are not doing very well carrying it. This can also put you in the hospital when you have too many secrets and the secrets turn into guilt. This will also have you crying hours after the funeral, months and years after the funeral and the wake, because you know that part of the reason why that person is going into the ground is because of you. Something you wanted, something you needed, something you neglected. There are a lot of people who cannot let death go because they were the cause of it, and they cannot tell the truth. There is somebody losing mental grip because somebody is not here anymore because of them, whether it was because of money, whether it was because of validation, whether it was because of clout, whether it was because of loyalty. However, this person is carrying this very heavy, heavy burden, and it's starting to come through in their health and their looks. Somebody doesn't have a lot of energy. They don't have a lot of ambition. And even if they do have moments where they seem to have energy, it is all for play and for show and to save face, because they really are tired of carrying this secret around with them. It is a very heavy burden on their shoulders. Maybe someone who used to walk erect is now slumped over, now hunching, right? 3:33 on the clock. divine time for anyone who'd like to know. Okay? So somebody's carrying a very heavy burden, very heavy deeds, things that they would never want to admit. And if they did admit, it would free them. However, it probably would put them in a physical prison because they're already existing in a mental one. Okay? So, Taurus, we have 19, 7, and 10. We have 17 plus 19. The 7 plus the 9 is 18. So that makes that 38, which makes that a 3. So someone's born in 83. Someone started at 38. Someone is 38. But this is turning into an 11. So I've got 19, we've got 7, and we've got 10. We've got the Sun, Aquarius, and Sagittarius. This was a Taurus reading. Taurus, Aquarius, and Sagittarius. Take what resonates. Sun, Moon, Rising does not have to be the sign. It's the traits and the personalities. But if it's the sign, it's your design. Okay. All right. Now let's get over to the Gemini. Remember, the number for Taurus was 11. Somebody intuitively knows that somebody is deteriorating because of the things that they have participated in. However, it's not going to be so easy to confront or confess. It's already a heavy burden from the inside. So once that gets on the outside, it will transmute, and we do not know what it will transmute into. All right, Gemini, step up, step up. Good morning to you. This is still Leo season. However, for the ones who are visiting or entering into the North Node, we do align with all planets at any given time. We just are aware of where our latitude and longitude is planetarily. Okay? Ashe, ashe, ashe. I love being in the ashe. I love traveling through the planets, knowing that different energies and different properties is what makes up the whole that we call the galaxy. Good morning, good morning. 4 of Pentacles, Capricorn, 3 of Swords, Libra, and we have the King of Cups. This androgynous looking person here, okay? I always love the pirate shirt. It always reminds me of Prince, but you also know Prince had a very deep voice. He was very much a ladies' man, a Casanova. He had a bit of a kinky niche side to him. So someone is somewhat of the odd one, okay? We have the 4 of Pentacles, which is either security or selfishness. Let's get where we're going. And then we've got the 3 of Swords, which is the Libra. And a lot of times when you only have one Libra, you already know the scales are unbalanced and decisions have not been made, or a decision has been made for them, causing an imbalance, okay? So 4 of Pentacles is financial security or lack thereof. Let's see what's going on. Very nice this morning. Hopefully you are still taking your vitamins. Don't take too many supplements. If you're not aware, if you're not very sure, eat the fruits and the vegetables until you get a dietitian or your primary care doctor to give you some insight. A lot of times you can line up your nutrients and your vitamins with your blood type. If you know your blood type, talk to your doctor, or you could look it up, research, and see what vitamins are good for you. It could also change your body type and your body shape if you are aligned with the science project that is your body, okay? I always give out a few things. So, the 4 of Pentacles. Circumstances might turn you into an overly possessive or greedy person who ensures the security of his wealth in any way. Mend your behavior before it gets too late. So greed and gluttony has broken someone's heart and they have become somewhat of the oddball. Yeah, sure, you have a throne and you have all your riches, but nobody wants to sit with you. You become an asshole. You're hard to talk to, hard to reason with. It is as though the money has driven you mad. Somebody has become a maniac. They have become somewhat of like Professor Moriarty. If you don't know who Mr. Moriarty is,
He's a bit of a tongue twister, isn't he? He's the villain in Sherlock Holmes. That's where there were two guys who basically did a lot in science. They were very good at forensic science and detective work. And Professor Moriarty was one of their school chums who basically was very jealous of Sherlock Holmes. And he maliciously pursued him and his thoughts and his things long time. However, they were both very, very, very perverse geniuses, okay? Both of them geniuses in their own right. Moriarty more so to the arch villain, and Sherlock not so much the hero, so to speak, but he does a good job at it, right? Okay. So there's someone who is basically a Timu version of Moriarty, okay? They have the potential, they have the wherewithal, they actually have the ambition, but they don't have the patience, okay? They don't have the pause. They don't have that thing that makes you really dig deeper and then calm down, okay? So this, like I said, someone is a bit maniacal rabbit. So where there was some decorum when it came to Professor Moriarty, this person does not have that, okay? It's like giving the guy in Split, if you've ever seen Split, the one that turns into the beast at the end and he becomes pretty different. It's that type of shit. All right, so someone's greed, someone's gluttony, someone's covet, slothness, love, that sort of thing, someone's scarcity, someone's fornicating has definitely encased them, and they do not know that they've done the seven deadly sins over and over again to the point where they are on autopilot with doing it. They no longer have a conscience. So that happens when certain people leave other people's lives. You never understood. You've always seen a person do bad, but you've never seen them do that bad. Well, that's what can happen when a person loses a role model in their life, when they lose a certain staple in their life. Some people were holding back the gates of hell that some other people would have been exacted on the world had they not been there. So somebody in their pursuit of happiness has destroyed everything. And now this is how they look, this is how they feel, and this is how they drink and drug. They sit there dressed in all their drapery, their riches. They probably do got a tiara. They sit there in all the finest linens and things that they think anybody would covet. Meanwhile, no one covets them. Isn't it quite disgusting to know that you got everything that you asked for and you're still absolutely unhappy? No one likes you. The only time people come around you is because you have things and they want clout, but no one really likes you. You could be in a room with 30 people and you're still going to feel alone. No one understands you, no one listens to you because they're tired of you. They're exhausted, but they're afraid to say something because to say something would put them away from the big money grab, from whatever you're smoking on, from whatever you're drinking on. They're only around until everything runs out, and when it runs out they leave again. So then you make up another plan to go and reboost yourself, and they come back again, and it becomes a cycle back and forth. Your house is empty, your house is full. Your house is empty, your house is full. Your pocket's empty, your pocket's full. And all in all, you're going mad because you don't like the back and forth. However, you paid for it. You fund it. You are the investor. You told yourself you were not buying friends when you stopped giving them money, but when they started making money off of your silliness, off of your inability to shut off the valve, You still told yourself it was all due to you. But everybody gets tired eventually. They get fatigued. Why should I have to? Once they save up enough, they'll be their own drunken maniac. And they won't need to visit you anymore. But what you've done is created more maniacs. And now you're going to be jealous of them. Because how in the hell did they get there? Well, while you were sitting there unawares, sitting on your high horse, telling yourself that everybody liked you for you. What a lie. That you were going to be okay. But what happened was there were other people around you that started elevating, and you couldn't say anything because you told everybody that it was about one person not elevating, not them. So now, yeah, the wheel has definitely started turning. The same people who were perpendicular, parallel, lateral to you are no longer shoulder to shoulder to you. Everybody's taking their own levels. So what will you do now? Will you turn around and get mad at them? Will you sabotage them? Will you rob them? Will you do all of what you did to them? Or will they start doing it to you because they're tired of you and one of their friends doesn't like you, much like you didn't like other people? So how does that work? When other people start not liking you, much the same as you stopped liking people. It's crazy how a person will pay for spell work, and it's crazy because how you put a love spell on a person who you go get over to and they only tried it out just to say man so they could say they no longer curious. So now you're out of money and out of love, and that person went back to the person that they really love. So what did you do? What did you do? Or what if a man pays for a lot of spell work to control a woman and she's still not able to be controlled, and now he's got a bunch of other women who he's come into contact with trying to control him because they saw how much money he was willing to spend to try to get to one woman, so now they want to be the woman that he tries to control. So now they're throwing energy at you. You taught them how to love you. All right, so someone's uncontrollable need for greed and sloth and everything that is not nice has definitely, they've broken their own hearts, but they have to project, they have to tell you that it was someone else because the whole town's laughing at me. No, you. Silly fool. Just to lose a good thing. The whole town is laughing at you. Silly fool, just to lose a good thing. I know you want to knock on the door and say, put yourself down and just talk for me. You think you Lattimore. Straighten it out. So far they've got to sit there, drink, think, and stink. Maybe take some hits, I don't know. But this is where this person found themselves at, surrounded by all the grandeur and none of the grandness. At the end of the day, these things really make me think of piranhas. You put yourself in dangerous waters and now you're out alone with no way to sail back to land. Submerged in all your feelings and all your ego. This is all who's there to enjoy it. What did you do all that for? All right, okay, let's go. Okay, let's go. Taurus was 11. This is Gemini. So 4 plus 3, that's 7, which is a complete cycle. Someone have Gemini energy. Capricorn, Libra, very unbalanced, very, very, very sick, maniacal, okay? Wild, okay? So now they've got to sit there with all the devices that they've cooked up And hey, I guess cry on the curb. But you crying in a Porsche with no gas in it, and the tire busted, and ain't nobody changing your tire, and you in there by yourself. But it's a Porsche though. Bye, Gemini. I'm a Gemini, so I know when a Gemini on the South Node get pulled out, get called out like that, they don't like that shit. They do not like that. I myself had to realize I let some people have never slid. Even when I was preserving myself, I should have not even let that preservation happen because they thought they was doing a big one. They was doing a big one. But ultimately, it did work out in my favor because my hands did not get dirty. And sometimes at the end of the day, you can't go back on what you woulda, coulda, shoulda. You got to deal with what you got now. And when I think about it, it's something about the name Jesus because he kept my hands very clean. I get to watch people who really had the worst intentions for me fall by their own sword. And it is a beautiful thing. Okay, Cancer. Ace of Swords. That Four of Pentacles came back out. That King of Cups. Yeah, let me do some more shuffling because I don't want to pull out that one back again. Not unless that's what's going to come out. There's somebody thinking about me right now that need to just go on and give it up. They need to just go on and give it up. Especially the one who a jelly bag, especially the ones who know that they could have did something different. Outcome, yeah, don't even think about it. It's an insult to you and it's an insult to me. No U-turns. Okay, Judgment, the Devil, and the Nine of Cups. All right, 20 is Judgment, 15 is the Devil, Nine of Cups. Judgment, the Phoenix, okay? Everybody's under judgment all the time. We don't know it, but we always under judgment. Okay, all right. Don't be loving Jesus because it's cute. Love him because it's the truth. Okay, all right. Because Jesus is the answer. Embrace your inner calling. You are all set to take your life to the next level. Pluto energy. Transforming yourself, listening to your inner calling, dealing with stagnation, resistance to change. So somebody is dealing with resistance to change and stagnation because the devil is out here. Somebody is addicted. Somebody likes the things the way that they built them to an extent. Only because if they keep those things up, they believe people won't see what really happened. Okay, so then we've got the devil here, addictions, shadow self. I should know it by heart. It's out here every day on time you look. Overcoming dependency, releasing toxic behaviors, access, finding freedom, okay? Mental prison, okay? So someone is definitely going through all of this. What did I say with judgment? Dealing with stagnations, resistance to change, avoiding access, and finding freedom. Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups. Oh. Somebody got too big for their britches. They got too materialistic. They got very arrogant. The money made their head so big that they forgot that they was going to need a soft place to land. And that's what tends to happen when people get places. When a person that ain't never had nothing get a little bit of something and people start treating them a certain way, they believe that that is them. Hint. If them people wasn't checking for you before you had some money, if them people wasn't checking for you before you had a car, if them people wasn't checking for you before you had a house, 9 times out of 10, they still not checking for you. They checking on you. They might be checking you. But the thing about it is, when you get too far up there, some people might have liked you when you was still relatable, when you still had the same pockets. But now that you've gone so far as to pull yourself away and you started acting a little different, now it ain't so cool. Somebody need to watch out. The robber might get robbed. There is no what? Lord Steve's. You better watch talking to you or how you talking to him. You better watch who you cross. Cause you done shared and bragged to somebody. Somebody you done said something. Came out your mouth a little sideways to somebody who was on your team. And you done talk a little crazy to somebody who got enough information to put you somewhere you don't want to be. My bad ear just went off. Yeah. So I don't know who I'm talking to. This is Cancer. But somebody done got too big for their britches. They too long in their mouth. Their foot too long round the corner, upon the corner. Your foot too long. You're too long in your mouth. All right, you can't close it. You can't keep nothing. All right, you got leaks. You got leaks. Yeah, somebody has definitely rocked their own boat. And they may end up having to walk the plank if they don't be very careful. Yeah. Jafar and Iago. Somebody little pet, they friend, they gopher, the person to run errands, somebody little errand boy, don't like that. They don't like that place. They never meant to be in that place, and they're starting to realize that they gopher. They don't like being sunned in front of everybody. Somebody's sunning somebody who's a potential huge problem, big liability. You better watch who you sunning. Everybody don't take kindly to being the sidekick. A lot of people don't want to be Robin. Even though I think Robin had a pretty good job. But yeah, a lot of people don't want to be Robin. They always want to be Batman. Even when Batman getting his ass kicked, they'd rather be Batman getting his ass kicked than Robin. Even though I think Robin had it pretty good to just inherit everything from a dude that was. Yeah, so somebody got too big in their britches. Somebody starting to act out. Either they don't care about the chaos. They probably hope something happened to them before the real thing that happened to them. You know, there are some people out here that know that they've lived outrageously disgusting lives, and they're hoping that they can get somebody to take them out and take their karma before that karma really hit them. Sometimes these people who carelessly take people's lives, they doing that person a favor sometimes, because sometimes their karma going to be way worse if they actually get left alone. So I don't know who need to hear this, but somebody karma, when it come full circle, they probably going to be wishing for early expiration. This how serious it is. If this person is already driven this mad. I don't know what he's talking about. All right, so we got judgment, the Debo. We got, that's 35 plus 9. That turns that to 44. Ancestor message. All right, ancestor message, protection. Somebody's going under the protection of their ancestors. Somebody's ancestors hit the hills and abandoned them. 9 times out of 10, the person who got too big for their britches, their ancestors said, oh, you know everything, you got it. And they took their hands off of them. So, all right, you know better than me. Get them. So, I think your ancestors got out the way so that whatever entity was knocking on your door the whole time, yeah, they let you go on and they let you get concerned. Somebody need an exorcist or maybe a long-term or short-term evaluation, because they surely done lost it. Yep. That's what happens when you enable those type of people. All right, so that's what that is. That turns into 44. 20 plus 15 plus 9 turns into 44. That is an 8. That don't be on the wrong side of karma or dharma. But like I said, that was ancestor. ancestry removal. Somebody does not no longer have spiritual protection. They all out here raw dog in these streets with these demons. Oh my gosh. Yeah, your spiritual protection is not there no more, okay? Pisces, Capricorn, and that's a Pluto energy. So you are too far gone to come on back. All right, all right. That was the Cancer reading. It's not supposed to be funny, but I laughed. All right, so let's get on over to Leo. The last one, not least, is Pisces. Pisces will be my last read. Okay, so we've got 3 of Pentacles, which is Capricorn. We've got 2 of Wands, which is Aries. We've got 13, which is Death, which is Scorpio. 3, 2, 13, 32, 13. That is a number. 32, 13. That is March the 2nd or February the 3rd. Then we've got the 1. Then we've got January the 3rd, January the 13th. We've got January the 23rd. We've got February the 13th. We've got March the 3rd, March the 13th. We've got March the 23rd. We've got March the 12th. Either way, we've got 3, 2, and 13, which is 5, and 13, which is 18, which is 9. Someone definitely need to get up on them knees, do some crisscross applesauce, light some candles, do some incense, do something, but they need to recenter themselves immediately. There's a death and a transformation, the 3 of Pentacles right here. That's a group collaboration, and we've got the 2 of Wands, which is leadership, which is trying to figure out hindsight, foresight, trying to get an overview while prepping and planning. All right, so we've got the 3 of Pentacles in Leo. What are you doing, Leo? What are you doing? There's a Leo who ends up in the hospital because he actually has touched his twin flame to his demise, and he keeps dying, okay? I'm not saying that to be funny. He actually keeps waking up. He keeps flatlining because he keeps trying to unalive his actual twin flame soulmate. It's the funniest thing. He keeps sending these chicks that he keeps paying for lust so that they can try to siphon energy to give to him. And what they don't know is he doesn't wear protection. So the woman that is really running from him, he's using all these women to gain access to her, but they are hurting themselves. Little Precious has a natural passion for temptation, but he just can't see. She gives him loving that his body can't handle, but all he can say is, baby, it's good to me. Okay? Don't let that go over your head. And it's crazy because I believe y'all is the one running around with the STDs, and he's not telling you that he's doing all sorts of nasty rituals to come up off of money. He don't care as long as the money come and the access and the power comes. He's harvesting off of anybody because that gambling, them debts that come from gambling, and that lifestyle he wants to hold on to, and the fact that he wants to still look like a good guy to his kids, is costing a lot. And he's willing to throw bodies and bodies and bodies at the issue. As long as he can pay his bills and go make some more money, he does not care whose life he destroys. So he's going to keep flatlining, especially when he keeps trying to take his twin flame out. Yes, your boo-boo, your big boo-boo, your worker man boo-boo is not really supposed to be anywhere near none of you. But the person that he keep trying to send you to attack is the answer to his life and his death. And you don't feel special because you're not special. You keep trying to make yourself special because he keep putting that steering wheel in your back. Be it oral, or him actually giving you some, or giving you a couple of dollars to make you feel okay with the fact that you have certified attached demons like keychains on you, and you've got to dance, stupid. So Somebody's going to keep flatlining. I'm pretty sure they keep going to horrible hospital because I think they are the ones that actually kind of know what demon possession looks like, because that man is surely turned into a demon. I should have known the day he said, I found somebody who will let me have sex with them, no strings attached. And I said, well, you keep doing it. And don't you never come back here and talk to me ever the fuck again, because you're nasty. And when I realized that every time he touched me, he went and he hit at the casino and wouldn't give me none of it, because that would make me fair and him feel like he wasn't being selfish because he already had a demon at home siphoning him. It just became funny. So now every time he wake up or fall asleep saying my name, she ready to kill me. All right, Diane. All right. Keep your little mutt home and we'll be all right. When's the last time you woke him up at the hospital? Do you know he is sending all flavor of his maidens to me to try to get me off of this earth? It's funny because I don't belong to him and I haven't seen him in years, but he's still paying people to come toward me because of my energy, not your energy. How's that? Damn it, Jim. Do you still feel special? Huh? Do you? I don't feel special. I'm trying to figure out why the fuck he keeps waking up. Because he keeps trying to fucking get me. With any hope, Q and Steve will take each other out. Because I'm pretty sure that you guys are really good at the wife swap. Yeah. Y'all swiping fluids too. Just to let you know. That's why I won't let none of you touch me. Yeah, those two guys pillow talk. And they share the same ones. Because they're trying to harvest their energy. And this is why I took myself out of y'all equation. Because y'all is a bunch of swingers. It's just that everybody don't know who's swinging which way to and fro. It just so happened you can't swing over here. All right, Leo. So you go in with your planning. You're prepping and you're planning with everybody doing all of that damn swinging and shit with your death and transformation. Have you told anybody about the status of your health? When's the last time y'all did the panel for the underlings? Not the upperlings. Not that. Not here. We're talking about the theirs, okay? All right. Just be sure to check your My chart. Every 6 months, it takes about 6 months for it to actually bloom into something you can check. I'm still clear, wonderful, and I'm going for my next checkout soon. But you don't hey, don't let this go over your head. Be aware, be there. Be fair, don't share. All right, Leo, that was for you. You know? Yeah, you keep on doing all of that, those group situations. Yeah, I see a lot of you swinger groups. Yeah, the ones that hang out in the safari and hang out at different Caribbean clubs because you're recruiting new supply. And yeah, you guys are going to be the death of the place, because how many pills does it take? You guys are going from the prep line to the meth line, and it's unreal. And you're getting younger and younger and younger. This is not to make fun of you. This is to let you know how you are looking from the outside in. We have these new, neo-rich, pseudo-nepo babies who done destroyed their family's reputation. The old money done turned into crack money. A lot of y'all had parents with good jobs, but y'all destroyed that. And some of y'all that had good jobs destroyed your own good jobs trying to keep up with the Joneses, because the girl in HR not supposed to have that. So I'ma show her how I bitch slide. Rasputia. I'ma show her how I bitch slide. My man gonna get me something better. You is not supposed to be up here with me. Whole time Your man trying to get over there with her because he trying to figure out why you so bothered every time anybody come in the room loving life. Okay. Commercial break over. All right, so let's. Hi, Virgo. Heavy burdens right out the break. Somebody is going through nostalgia as they go through heavy burdens. It wasn't supposed to be like this, okay, Virgo? This is what I'm getting from you. It wasn't supposed to be like this. You weren't supposed to be carrying any heavy burdens. Everything was supposed to be as free as a bird by now. You weren't supposed to be heavy. You weren't supposed to be burdened. You weren't supposed to feel like imminent danger was coming every time you got a break. You weren't supposed to feel like every time you said, something's about to happen, isn't it? It's like you always feel like something is coming. Okay, so you're long for the time where things were a lot simpler, where you didn't always have to look under your back. You didn't have to always comb over every paper. You didn't always have to overthink every time somebody said something to you, asked you a question, or gave you a statement. Somebody longs for the days of old. Somebody longs for the comfort they used to have. Unfortunately, when you take on other responsibilities, when you do decide that you're going to go up, that you're going to elevate, there are more responsibilities that comes. You have to pay the cost to be the boss. Sometimes that means your time, your patience, your mental, okay? Sometimes you're lending out all of these things in order to get to the next place, okay? Virgo. So somebody is carrying very heavy burdens due to their own ambitions and their own ignition, their own flames, their own things that they want. So how dare you complain about the burdens when you want the reward? If you want the reward, you got to deal with the burdens. I know you long for days of old, but days of old weren't where you got what you needed. Those old days, you weren't even halfway where you are now. You didn't have the status. You didn't know the things that you knew. You didn't have the connects that you have. You didn't have the directions. You weren't mastering anything. So this is the thing I'm going to ask you to do. Not take for granted where you are in life. Some of the easiest lifting gets done once you practice. If you've ever picked up a 3-pound weight, that's nothing. Then you get to the 5-pound. You start to feel your wrist a bit. The 10-pound. Okay, now you've got something. Then you get to the 15. All right, it seems like you're about to work out. Now, then you get down to the 15 and you're like, oh my God, you're about to work out. Then somebody smaller than you comes in and they pick up a whole 150 pounds and they're going, and there you are complaining about 15 pounds. Don't you feel stupid? Story in short, never ask for things that you don't plan on carrying. And practice makes perfect. The more you do it, the more easy it is to be done. And it's going to be automatic. So make your burden light by repetition. And for the others on the south node of the Virgo thing, there is somebody who did something that they can't turn back from. They are starting to think about how things were before they made that decision. How they used to have family, how they used to have camaraderie, how people used to actually like them. Now when people come around them, they're starting to think, hey, do you have an ulterior motive? Are you here for my money? Are you here to hurt me? What are you here for? So we have two different Virgos. We have the North Node and the South Node Virgo. We have the Virgo who actually is getting ready for success, but this is the thing, right before you break over the crest of that hill, that's when progress feels heaviest. That's when the enemies start to attack you. That's when things start to get heavy on you just to see if you got that last bit of strength to pull through. And then once you break through the finish line, then it feels so easy. So that's for the North Node Virgo that is watching me right now. Break through. You're about to break through. You're almost there. Do not give up. And for the South Node Virgo, I don't know what made you make that decision, but here's the thing. It is a heavy burden. Going forward, there are some things you cannot take back. There are some things that, I'm sorry, will not fix, okay? There are some things money will never fix. You will have to live with certain deeds. Okay. Um, right now, you're longing for those old times because you're surely about to be exposed. If you haven't already been exposed for what you did do, you changed everything. Things are the way that they are because the way you made them. You let your own pride, your own ego, your own ambitions take you away from things that could have been long precious, long held, long preserved for you. Some of the things that you gave up in pursuance for this microwave life of I want it now would have kept you in your health and your wealth for a very long time. But you chose to be selfish. You chose to take things for yourself. So now you just have to deal with whatever the fallout is from the decisions that you made. Yes, you're going to long for the times before you made this decision, before you made things so complicated. But now that we're here, you can't turn back. So you're going to keep on rolling over in that bed until you find a soft place and you gone and sleep in it, because that's the bed you made. All right, Virgo, there you go. And the number is 10 plus 6, which is 16, which is a tower moment. Someone's going through tower moments. The good tower is somebody's really trying to hold on to that last bit of reserve before they actually have the breakthrough. And the other tower is somebody's definitely falling from grace, not only in the public eye, but from their own self. Someone is definitely their own fallen angel. And that was the Virgo reading. 16, which is the tower. 7, which is the complete cycle. All right, Libra, let's go. Libra, Libra, Libra. Somebody's an annoying baby mother or baby daddy, or both. There could be a combination. I feel sorry for the kids when both parents need parents. I feel sorry for the kids when both parents haven't been parents. I feel sorry for the kids when both parents got parents that need parents. I really feel sorry for those kids. And then I feel sorry for the kids that got to deal with the kids whose parents need parents. Whew! Lost. All right, so we got the Empress, we got the Six of Pentacles, and we've got the Six of Wands. We got 366. Okay, 366. I remember that number. That used to be a Park Heights number. 366. Ooh, that used to be my address when I lived on Haywood Avenue, 3616 Haywood Avenue. When I tell you the amount of emotional scars that came from around that neighborhood, like it just seemed like all my friends was going through it. Everybody in that, all the young kids around Cuthbert, Haywood Avenue, from Ricestown to Park Heights, all the way up to the racetrack. Everybody got traumatized. Everybody parents was foreigners, and everybody parents was starting to be treated like foreigners, and everybody was just trying to find a way. And for some reason, that area just seemed to be prime with it. It was like the first time it was like the second or third time I realized, are we in another experiment? Like Emerson Village was an experiment. Park Heights was an experiment. Ricestown was an experiment. East Side is a whole experiment. Like, God dang. We should be well learned of the human experience, but a lot of them have been medicated and been tested on so damn much, they don't even know if they is the rat, the mice, or some of them, they done turned into the dang scientists. They done been hopped up so much and been so well versed in the stuff, they had no other choice but to turn into the scientists by default. Good Lord. Shout out to those who took lemons and made it into lemonade. They said, I do not no longer want to be the experiment. I would like to do the experimenting. Hey, I can't be no hater on one side or the other. Everybody's got a part to play. Okay, so Empress, Six of Pentacles, Six of Wands, Libra. So we got Empress energy out here. Doesn't gender has no tarot, so there can be a man that is in Empress energy. We got the Six of Pentacles, equal give take to the universe, and we got the Six of Wands, which is public recognition, victory, celebration. All right. So what's up, Libra? We've got the 3 Empress and the 6 of Pentacles, right? That's 9, 6. Again, that's going to turn us into 18, which is a 9 again. Okay. So 3 plus 6 plus 6. 6 plus 6, no, it doesn't turn us into a 9. 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 3. That's 15. I don't know, look at that. Pay me no mind, but I got the numbers right. 3 plus 6, that's 9, plus 6. That's 15. Okay, that's right. So that's obsession. So somebody's obsessed. Somebody is stuck. Somebody going hard. Oh, so somebody is starting to focus. Okay, somebody is in abundant energy. Somebody is hustle, hard hustle. Hey, scramble. Hey, that's that Baltimore stuff coming out me. Hey, I can't say I hung around them. I know some of the dances. So Empress, 6 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands. I don't know why I keep changing that card. What's going on there? Okay. So Empress, not what we have, but what we enjoy constitutes our abundance. Being more sensual, having creativity and abundance. So somebody's trying to learn how to create. They're trying to learn how to manifest, also while overcoming insecurity and finding new ways to grow. Somebody's trying to self-actualize, but the hardest thing to do is self-actualize when you keep surrounding yourself with other people's thoughts and opinions and other people's expressions. Someone doesn't know themselves because they keep taking pages out of everybody else's book instead of writing their own. Okay. Equal give and take to the universe. Somebody's about to get public recognition for being a copycat. I thought we was going good in this. Libra, what are you doing? Okay, so there's a Libra that's not being cool. They're being weird. They're being odd. Somebody's being a copycat. They're using all this beautiful manifestation energy because this is a beautiful card to be so ugly. Somebody's using everything beautiful in life to become somebody that they're not. And somebody's about to be exposed for being a copycat. Somebody's going to go to do that big one, trying to be somebody that they not. And they going to get the attention that they need. Is that it? Can I get out of here? Shamika, is that you? Done, okay? I'm done, okay? It's somebody unbalanced, okay? All right, okay? We got the 3, okay? All right, okay? Berry pomegranate meal, okay? 6 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands. We got to get out of here from that. That was 15. Somebody is obsessed with holding up the illusion, the mirage, that they are doing something that is natural to them. And everybody is starting to pull a coat. No, the hell you ain't. You be lying. You ain't that person. You want to be that person. You is a liar. That is an imposter. I think a boom boom down. Oh, shucks. So somebody out there, yeah. And I don't know if you need to hear this or not, but the back door is the back door, and it's supposed to be an exit. Don't let nobody play back there. There's a domination button that's up there in your bunghole, and This is why a lot of this nation is turned a little nuts and a little wild, is because nobody had no business being up there anyway. This is why God did say in the Bible that sodomy was supposed to be outlawed. It's supposed to be against the law because it turns your brain off to Allah, Elohim, Yahweh, Yahshua. You understand? Okay, so ain't nobody supposed to be playing back there. And this is how the Romans, this is how all of them ended up taking over your mind and was able to manipulate you. This is why the priests do this in the Catholic churches. This is why the Muslim guys do that when they go to Mecca. This is because this is the way to change your mind. This is the way to cut you off from him. That part of actuality is supposed to be forbidden for a reason. There is a part of domination that comes into play when that part of your body is being used. This is occult ancient knowledge. This is knowledge that is in your etymology. There is something in every man and woman they automatically know before they go there, whether they go there voluntarily or not. This is something that maybe I shouldn't do. Everyone has had that thought. Even the ones that go that way also keep that thought in the back of their mind. It is the thrill of the perverseness that makes them addicted to it. It is a whole different mindset once that part of your glandular makeup is interfered with. Pinky, finger, tongue, whatever. If that part of your hemisphere has been interfered with, there has been a switch hit. There is a button there that should not be messed with. That's often like the button that breaks, the reset button that you don't need. You're already set up and programmed. You did not need to hit that reset button. Remember when they did that bull crap to Buzz Lightyear and he went off all weird on a tangent? We do not need everybody on this earth Buzz Lightyear out. Please don't let this go over your head. I ain't looking at you for a reason because I'm thinking of something and I might laugh. Okay? The person trying to take that down is more than likely a booty bandit. And they know exactly what I'm saying is true. Have at it, mud chops. You might want to wait till I end and come back and listen, my friend. He want it. He's got to have it. Ain't nothing more in this world more important than it. I knew the world was probably going to go to a very shitty place when butt became more important than everything. The most funkiest part of your body became the holy grail for whatever reason. It became the reason why people didn't like you. It became the reason why people did like you. It became the reason for everything. It became the reason for you dying. It became the reason for you living. It became the reason when they made booty the Holy Grail. When God already let you see what he did to Sodom and Gomorrah. But y'all just keep on. Y'all keep on. I digress. Scorpio, what it is, baby. What it is. Hey, I think I seen one of the tarot readers right. I think that's a guy that I used to go to school with, and he used to always walk up and he used to come whatever. He used to always come up in a character voice, in a cartoon character voice, and I swear we all used to be at the lunch table like, get away from the table. We didn't hate him. He was just annoying as hell. But I swear he a tarot reader now. I be looking at him like, is that him? Because he used to annoy the heck out of us, but he was cool. But he used to, Like he used to do talks. And I'm not bad at doing character voices and cartoon voices. By the way, I would love to do that. But either way, I swear the tarot reader is, I hope I'm saying this is his name, Tony, something like that. And I swear he used to come up and we used to be so annoyed with him. We would chase him away, but he would always come back. He would always come back. He was so annoying. Oh my goodness. All right, I don't even know what made me think of that, but it's like he do something when he do his introduction on his tarot. It's something he do, and it'd be like, I'd be like, that's him, ain't it? Cause he a little irky, and I don't know him, but why is he so irky like this? I must know him. All right, so we got the Chariot, the Two of Pentacles, and we got the Knight of Wands. We've got 72. So somebody's 27 or 72, born in 72. I also got something about 57. Somebody was born in 57, 52, 57, and the 50s, okay? But right now we're dealing with 72, 27. Somebody 27 or 72. We got Cancer, we got Capricorn, we got Knight of Wands. The Chariot is fast moving. We got the dark and the light. Don't forget to always have the balance. Sometimes you need the dark so that you can balance the light. Sometimes when you got too much light, people don't think you're going to fight. So, yeah, remember, even though you don't live in the dark, sometimes you got to visit because they be playing. So you got to balance your polarities. You got to balance your responsibilities. You got to know when to hold, know when to fold. You got to know when it's time to fight. You got to know when it's time to act right, right? You got to do all of that. And you got to balance your responsibilities because if there's no balance, there is no you, right? You have two sides of you. You only got one arm. You can only do a little bit of the grip. You can grip, but you can't do the little bit of grip. I've seen a lot of people do a lot of things with a lot of less. But since you ain't starting from there, don't take things for granted. Okay? So, we've got the Chariot that is fast moving. We got the Two of Pentacles, which is meaning you're balancing your life. You're balancing things. You're balancing your work life to your home life. You're balancing your light to your dark. You're making sure that these things are not in extremes, but in moderation. You have a happy medium, but you are not lukewarm. You still know how to identify when things are cold. You still know how to become hot when needs to. And you also know how to not be lukewarm, because else God will spit you out. All right. So now we've got the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is saying, your inner wisdom and light illuminates your past above every other thing. Trust yourself. Fire, fire. Fire, fire. Yeah, 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 yeah. Fire, fire. Set me on fire once more. I swear, I used to sing that song wrong for the choir, and my uncle used to be like, "You keep saying it wrong, Lexi. You keep saying it wrong, Lexi." And now we come so far, and now he's a damn con man. Yay! So much for teaching me the lyrics. Being passionate and energetic, being adventurous, being less arrogant, dealing with frustration, okay? So as you balance yourself, remember there's temperance. There will be people that will be rage baiting you. They see you in your big shiny coat. They see your horse, and they would like to see if they can sue you if they get your horse to trample on them. But the thing about it is they've got to survive the trample. So what you've got to do is make sure you and your horse stay cool so you don't end up getting litigated. You got to make sure you and your horse stay cool so that they don't have a reason to take your wonderful coat, your brocadry, your embroidery, all right? You got to really be easy with these people, because if they're not trying to get you in trouble, they're just trying to rob you. And those are the things you got to pay attention to. When people can get you out of balance, it makes you more susceptible to their attacks. Some people need you to vibrate low because you would never speak to them. You would never give them any consideration. You would never listen to them. You would never could put them in consideration of being in company with them. So some people need to infiltrate you and keep you out of balance. And sometimes people need you to be arrogant. Some people will come along and give you all sorts of pats on the back and tell you you're great for absolutely nothing at all, because if they could get you out of balance, which is make you vibrate higher than you should be vibrating, they can call you for arrogance. Okay? They can call you for being a narcissist, and that can make you susceptible to judgments and other attacks from other people. Some people just need to get you out of line because they so tired of being out of line by themselves. They just want company. Some people want their turn. They seen how somebody got them out of order and was able to attack them, and they want their turn. They want to see if they can do it to you. Never mind do it to the person that did it to them in the first place. They want to do it to somebody who ain't gonna do it. They want to take out their gangster fantasies on a project or something. Who knows why people do the things that they do? But you remember to check yourself. Don't let nobody help you wreck yourself. Remain in balance. There are some people who are trying to get you out of order. They're trying to get you into an argument. They're trying to pull you out of character. They're trying to make you feel like it's better than ever when really it's not nothing at all. They just need to catch you out of order. You ever seen somebody come and say, oh man, you so cute, you so cute, you so cute, and then the minute they turn their back, they be like, they ugly as shit. I was just saying that to them because they bring extra snacks and shit to work. I was just saying that because Shorty, when you pump up Shorty head, she get to work in that neck. You feel me? Some people get you out of order to set you up. You are so great. Yes, you are. Now come and do my hair for $20. Because I'm going to pay you like a crackhead. Because I gave you a compliment. Come here. You. So you be careful, all right? All right. Some people, they want to make you angry. Because they already been telling the police, that person is crazy. That person wants to hurt me. And it might not be true. But because they like to be on the right side of things, or they like to seem or appear on the right side of things, they got to make it seem as though when you come around, you are disturbance. But the police don't know that you agitating all the fucking time. And people really just be letting you live. But they could have been through a cinder block at your head long time ago. They just be letting you live. But you got them that one time. That one time. And even though their head was busted and bleeding, they still smiled because they got you in trouble. Yeah, I heard. Put that bitch in trouble. Is it too bad? We could put a wig on it. I'ma still go out with y'all. I just want her in trouble. Because I'm going to fuck that man she liked. Be aware, there are all sorts of clowns and characters out here, okay? They've watched a bit too much TV. They've adapted their favorite mean girl off of Clueless or whatever, or The Craft or whatever they wanted to watch. I had this one weirdo that kept watching Eve's Bayou. I was like, no. Who keeps watching Eve's Bayou besides a person that is off they rocker? Yeah, so, yeah, be careful going forward. It's fast moving. You got responsibilities. Each level, different devils. There are people who are sitting there, perched there like ugly little gargoyles, waiting to sabotage you, waiting to take away your hopes, your dreams, or maybe even your smiles. They're waiting to wear out your edge control. They're waiting to break through your antiperspirant. They want to see you sweat, and they're hoping you didn't use secret, okay? There are people out here that have nothing else better to do than to get your goat. Don't give it to them. Blah. What was that? All right, Scorpio, that was you. Cancer, Scorpio, Capricorn. Let's go. Sagittarius, let's roll with you. Sag, what it is, what the business do. Word on the streets. I don't know why I changed them lyrics. Jesus know how to handle his. Get your mind right. Talk to him. Yeah, for real. Download one of those translator apps. Even though sometimes it takes a while for your phone to get used to the app and calibrate and stuff. Yeah, do the best you can. I'm sorry, that sucks. That sucks when the police are already like, it's already an anxiety type of situation whenever anytime you have to interact with them, but to not even know what the hell they're talking about. Well, shoot. I live here, and if they want to really get you, they'll get somebody from East Bumfuck somewhere, Bandabad, what Dubai or somewhere, to call me and tell me about a home warranty in their language. And even though I am really good at making curry chicken, the fact that I'm listening in curry is very different sometimes. Sometimes I will call an American company in America, and I won't know what the hell they are talking about, okay? I've got to hit the closed caption. I remember there were certain places I went to work where I honestly felt like I needed a damn visa to go to work, and I'm American. Like, yeah. I was like, I'm going to have to take a passport to get into work. There's just too much. It's too much going on. And then they speaking all heavy. How am I supposed to understand what we're doing in report when I'm still stuck on the first 10 words that I didn't understand? Not to mention how dangerous that is, especially when I was working in psychiatric forensics hospitals. That is very dangerous when you have a language barrier between the staff, from staff to staff, and then from staff to patients. And when the whole ward is headed by people who barely speak English, but the people who are on the floor are American, that gave us so much barrier. That gave us so much issue on one unit. Imagine it's three real Americans that speak English on the floor. They're the ones that actually have to talk to the clients. There are 40 clients that can be of any race, any culture, any nationality, and they're all there for anything up from a small crime to a heinous crime. And I mean crimes, right? Forensics, right? And the supervisor, the nurse, the DON, and the medication aide, and the medication aide, everybody that in the psychiatrist, they all come from somewhere else, and they have very deep, heavy accents. You mean to tell me there was a lot of PRN medication passed out off of language barriers alone? And then we're talking about bedtime medication, time, snack time, food time, free time, all this stuff. And then we're talking about adults who are unhinged, unbalanced. And then you're going to work, and then the people above you don't like your ass either. But they're in the country that you've been born in. And they tell themselves that they are better than you, so they're going to stay safer than you. So they get upset when the very people that they nearly poison every other day, because they want to hurry up and pass the medicine because they want the money from the check, but they too scared to actually do the work to get the fucking check. But they're going to call you American subpar ass over there to stand by the door so that they don't get punched in the face because the patient don't know what the fuck they just said. And you trying to tell them you said acetaminophen, but they thinking you said you can kiss my ass for me. And you want me to be happy to come work under you when you won't even come out the nurse's station? When you hear furniture moving? Yeah, I was very, very weirded out when the state decided that we were going to have passport wars on our very own land. when we were going to be treated subpar by people who did the most to get the freak over here. Wow. Wow. I be watching the food yardie. He is funny. All right, so here we go, Sagittarius. The star, Aquarius. The star, main character situation, Ten of Cups. You are going towards wish fulfillment. Knight of Pentacles. There is a dark offer, but maybe it's you. Maybe you have gone through so much that sometimes you appear dark when it comes to your pentacles. And that's okay. You don't have to apologize for that because you've been through the ringer. You've been through it all. You've seen it all. So pardon you if a little bit of life experiences does show on your shoulder or your shirt sleeves at times. You've lived life. You're not brand new. You didn't just come off the package. You don't have milk behind your ears nor on your breath. You're coming at this with experience. You know you are competent. You are confident. And you are main character energy. You know what you do when you enter the room. You know the waves you ripple. You also know the light bulbs that go off when people see you. They get ideas. They're like, hey, I like that hair. I think I'm going to try some of this. Hey, maybe I should try that. They look so comfortable doing this. Maybe I should try something that I like. Sometimes when you come into the room, even if you aren't the person on the television, even if you aren't the person in the stream, even if you aren't the person that the person sees every day, somebody is inspired by you. Somebody sees you. Somebody looks at you and they say, well, that person is happy. I wonder what I can do to make myself happy. You understand? So that's sometimes that's all that being the star and the main character energy is. It's not about pushing for attention. It's not about getting a bunch of likes. It's not even about having a viral moment. Being the main character is people desiring to look your way. You having that type of energy that makes people turn around and notice you. You entering a room with no sound and it seems like you were announced. That is main character energy. Main character energy is not boastful. It is not braggadocious. It doesn't force its presence. It doesn't force its voice. Main character energy is just there. It establishes. It's like a staple point. It's like coming into a town and never forgetting a landmark. It's like a rite of passage. It's like self-actualization and your relativeness to everybody else. That is what main character energy is. People having the need and the intention. People will come out of nowhere and they will look for you. They will, hey, I wonder where they are. I wonder what they're doing. I wonder what's going on lately. And you've got to balance that really good, okay? Because you don't want to end up on one of those false pedestals as a false idol, because you've got to deal with the karma that comes from that as well. A lot of these stars aren't telling you the reasons why it's so hard to hold on to reality is because once you get on some of these pedestals, you start dealing with other people's energy. You start dealing with other people's demons. You start dealing with other people's karma, other people's wants, other people's needs. And this is why for a lot of people, mainland people like Beyonce and Ariana Grande and them, they have to take a lot of time away from the public because when a person is looking at you, that is energy. When a person is inspired by you and copying you and listening to your songs and all that, that is all your ideas, your expression, your everything, your essence. And when you become a celebrity, that is part of the thing you take on. So you have to remember to spiritually cleanse. You've got to purge. You've got to do a lot of things to keep yourself balanced because being on that pedestal is a very, very tight rope to walk. You have people watching you when you want to be watched, and you have people watching you when you don't even want to be seen. People want to know if your fart was foul. It's weird, but this is how far it's gone. So, when you take on these types of situations, even when it's just you're a teacher, You are an influencer if you're a teacher. Those little people, they're going to know the difference on whether you did a good or a bad job, and it's going to play out for the rest of their life. I can't tell you how many teachers I remember by their treatment. I can't tell you how much I remember the one teacher I walked in on, and she was yelling at a student, and the way she looked and the way she was yelling, I knew this little boy was probably never ever going to date a black woman ever again in his life by the wood I walked into. And I'm not saying that his mom probably wasn't good and a nice black woman. I'm not saying none of that. But the woman that I saw and the way she was talking to him and the way she was looking at him, I wouldn't blame that little boy if he chased other ethnicities for the rest of his life based on the interaction that I walked in on between this woman and this child. So as you realize your part in your latitude, your longitude in this world, and the part that you play in your purpose, because everybody don't have the same purpose. You might have had a purpose in that person's life when other people didn't have a purpose in that person's life. Sometimes you was born in somebody's life to turn them in a whole different direction. Did you do it? Did you make them for the better, or did you leave well enough alone, or did you make things worse? Because you got to pay for that. I don't know, if you get the respect of somebody's ear and they respect things that are coming out of your mouth, you have the responsibility to either say good things or say no things. Some of you go too far and you say the wrong things. So be aware, okay? So then we get over to this wish fulfillment, Sagittarius, and we've got this Knight of Pentacles, and you've tried, you're true, you're balanced out, you're okay. Sometimes if you appear a little dark, it's okay, as long as you've got your energy, as long as you've got inspiration, as long as you've got ambition, as long as you haven't given up. It's okay if you appear a little dark sometimes. Sometimes you might have a bit of satire. Maybe sometimes you're not always shooting out rainbows and bells and bows. Sometimes people get too comfortable when you're always positive, not even giving you a moment for anything negative. I remember the first time I came into the job and I wasn't as uplifting as people thought I should have been. I was complaining that day. And when I turned around, my supervisor had the nerve to say, "Why you in here talking like that? Don't bring that in here." I looked at her and I said, "You are not my client." And she was looking at me and I said, "You're not my client. If I can't vent in here to you, which is my supervisor, if I can't tell you what's going on as I go through the day and get off my expression, express my exhaustion about my clients to you, where can I do this at? And you can't control me. I don't have to be happy about everything that I do. Sometimes I don't like what I'm doing, the same way you don't like it. And last time I checked, I'm not your woman and I don't have to sleep with you. So if I'm angry for a few seconds, mind your business or allow me to express myself. I am not no robot. Of course, you know they got upset about that because I'm always supposed to be happy. I'm always supposed to let you express yourself. I'm always supposed to let you say what you want to me, and I'm never supposed to say nothing. How about every time I express myself, everybody's like, "She slapped me, she hit me," and I'm only expressing myself. But if I told you the things that people say, you'd be like, "Damn, why you ain't in jail?" Why you don't have so many bodies? If I told you the things that people would actually just say to me because they was trying to get me out of character. And now my character is, oh, she couldn't handle confrontation. I can handle confrontation if I'm actually confronted. You were just saying a bunch of words that made you uncomfortable, and you were just hoping that they made me uncomfortable. And when you looked up, you got offended because I wasn't uncomfortable to the degree that you felt like I should be uncomfortable. So I had to be everything but a child of God because you ain't a child of God. Are we clear now? Do we understand this? Okay, Sagittarius. So your wish fulfillment is for you to be you and for them to be them. And if they got a problem with it, they need to either bring it to you or shut up. Because you're a hypocrite. You keep running around, I'm real. I tell people like it is. No, you don't. No, you don't. You tell people what you want them to know at the time, depending on how you want to look at the moment. And if you feel like you can't control yourself, you try to put people in situations where they can't control themselves so you can justify not controlling yourself. Oh, I hit them because they said something and I had to hit them. I had to punch them in the face. Oh, they acted like they was about to get active with me, so I put hands on them. So I pulled out my little thing because there are some chicks that run around, they carry and conceal. But what they not telling you is they trying to get you out of your goat. They trying to get you out of character so that they can have a reason to pull that thing out. But there's no self-defense in Baltimore, so you just really want to pull your thing out. And you want to tell the story. And you want to get a lawyer. And you want all of the ninjas that you keep trying to be when you ain't trying to wear a skirt to feel as though you got cool points. But eventually you going to kill a bitch one of these dudes like. And they going to come and get you. Because you can't stand for nobody else to be cuter than you. But you know everybody else cuter than you. It's just certain people. Have I made myself clear? All right, Sagittarius. That's you. Let me get out of here before I get in trouble on YouTube. All right, Capricorn. Our last one is going to be Pisces. So we got Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces left. We're down to our last three. And it's what? It is now 4:55, 4:55, 4:54. Nine of Wands, Nine Hermit, and Knight of Wands. Wow, we got 99. Because 99 and a half won't do. It won't do. Okay, so Nine of Wands, Sagittarius. We are in Capricorn, and we got the Nine Hermit, then we got the Knight of Wands. Okay, so somebody is a wounded, battled warrior. Somebody is self-reflecting as they prepare to come back out. They're doing a lot of introspection. They're trying to see how they relate to everything that's going in their life and how do they get out of it. Somebody's trying to get out of this wounded warrior energy. They're getting out of this. This seems like it's a male energy. So it's like a man and damsel in distress energy. It's a male that's flailing because he's still trying to figure out why life's so hard. He make money. He got connections. He got friends. He can make phone calls. But why is his life seeming like it's not getting easier? The shut up spells, yeah. Why does it seem like his life is getting harder and not easier? Well, because he has somebody who's siphoning his energy. You'll get money, but you'll give it to them. You'll get energy, but you'll give it to them. You'll get friends, but they'll take your friends. You'll get resources, but you'll slowly but surely realize that everybody around you ends up with everything that you work for. You buy drinks, everybody drunk it. You buy smoke, everybody smoked it. You get money, everybody spent it. You get gas, you took everybody everywhere. And you ain't been nowhere you wanted to go yet. You buy groceries, everybody ate them. You ain't had a decent plate. You pay rent, you'll never be in the house because you got to keep working. So somebody is they're getting energy, they're restoring, they're regenerating, but they can't hold on to nothing. And their life is not amounting to anything. And every time they get some rest, here comes somebody. Can you come over here? I need you to do this. I got an animal in the basement. I got some grass to cut. I got some beans to clean. I got a child to watch. I got an engine to put up. I got this. I got that. I got this. I got that. Every time. And you can't get no, because you keep answering the phone. Or you keep going over there. At some point, it's not them. It's you. You let them. You open up the door. You pick up the phone. You talk. Sometimes people call you and they can talk to you about every damn thing. And the minute you start saying anything that got anything to do with you, I'm going to call you back. I got to use the bathroom. The refrigerator running. Oh my goodness. The dog ate the daughter. The daughter ate the dog. Some people, I'm on my way. I'll be there. 2 weeks later. Hey, what's up? I'm about to come through there now. I thought you was lost. All right, Capricorn. That's the stoic one. That's the one that buries their heart so deep that you don't realize that they have a heart. And that's a problem when it comes to having a Capricorn personality. A lot of people think that you're okay with it because you don't like to complain. You feel as though it's weak to actually speak your piece and express the fact that maybe you didn't like it. Or maybe express the fact, well, why y'all came and ate up all my stuff and left me with less than? Sometimes we get so arrogant and being the one with the hospitality that we don't realize they using me. Yeah, they like to party over my house, but they never use coasters. They never bring a drink with them. They never bring no food. If they bring food, it's a can. Sometimes as a Capricorn, we be so busy providing that we don't actually want to need anything. We feel as though it would be lesser than for us to actually require somebody to bring us something. And for some Capricorns, they so used to being givers and being used that they feel slighted if you should give them something. Some people don't like you if you can help them. So with this Capricorn personality, somebody's been so busy being a poker face, acting like nothing bothers them, that they have started to resent people, damn near hating people quietly. You do favors for people and you grumble under your... You don't like it. You do deeds. You look happy when you're doing the deeds for these people, but you secretly resent them because you feel used. You have a right to feel the way you feel. You also have a right to express it. You also have a right to stop it. You don't have to be abused by you or your friends. So whoever this Capricorn, Sagittarius, Virgo energy is that I'm speaking with now, you do not have to be a martyr. You do not have to give yourself into emptiness to have friends. And if they're no longer your friends because you stopped giving, they were not your friends. They were using you. You were a power source. You were a resource to them. And they treated you as though you needed them to call you. They treated you as though you needed them to sit on your toilet. They treated you as though you needed them to eat your food. They treated you as though you needed them to drink your food, drink your daggone juice. Some people felt as though you weren't nothing unless they were there using you, showing you how useful you were. How dare you say we not having the party at your house? How dare you say you're not picking everybody up for the party? How dare you say you are not buying the case of anything? How dare you say you're not bringing your Costco card? How dare you say I'm not cash apping you a damn thing? I don't care about your car fare. You got 5 baby daddies, yet you calling me. And that's male or females. Because some females with female friends, they really take advantage of their friends because they know how bad a baby daddy can be, but that don't make him no less responsible for the babies. Some of y'all don't even realize that your friends done used you as a replacement to their baby father. You just so happy to have somebody call your raggedy self all the time that you don't even realize that you is the girl boyfriend, and y'all just don't hunch. Some of y'all do. Some of your homeboys don't realize that they is the stand-in baby mother for some of the homeboys. You gotta sleep on homeboy couches because he done rubbed one of the baby mothers wrong and he can't get up over there. So now you got to take care of a whole grown man while you take care of your own whole grown self. But that's your homeboy. And he gonna still make you look stupid by trying to holler at everybody, probably even your baby mother and your friends and everybody that come around you. And you not even realize people starting to look at you like a bum because you hang with a bum. And you play his baby mother sometimes. Why are you buying diapers for another man baby when he knew he the one bust that nut? Unless you have agreed to be the stepfather and you agreed to take on those responsibilities, some of y'all need to have a real good talk with some of y'all homeboys because y'all enable them to be bums because you want somebody to ride shotgun with you to go pick up a bunch of broads y'all probably don't need to meet in the first damn place. But let me just leave that alone, okay? That was Capricorn. All right, that was Capricorn, Sagittarius, and Virgo. Let me get all out of here. It was 9 plus 9, which is 18, which turned it back into a 9. We got 999 triple nines. Who be at that bar? A bunch of security guards, a bunch of special police, a bunch of COs, a bunch of men in blue be at triple nines acting like the man that they ain't with a bunch of bitches that can't. The BBL resource has been opened. I like how you look in them garbadine pants because you look better in them garbadine pants for this 8-16 hours. Better than my wife looking at Mumu that I buys her. It's something in triple nines. It's something unnatural in triple nines because all them guys come back out unnatural. I don't care whether you got a Long Island iced tea or a lemon drop. Something, when you go in triple nines, you do not come out the same. When you go into places that have Sally ports, you do not come out the same. All right, Aquarius, Emperor energy coming out, Hermit coming out, 9 of Wands coming out, and I really did some shuffling, so I gotta take it. Emperor, that's the leader. That's Aries. Hermit, that is, because we're in Pisces, we're in the last one, we just did Aquarius. Pisces, Emperor, Hermit, 9 of Wands. Leadership, Hermit, Virgo, 9 of Wands, Sagittarius. Remember, we just dealt with the Hermit and the 9 of Wands, Sagittarius. But for some reason, we're right back here. All right, 4 plus 9 plus 9. 9 plus 9 is 18 plus 4. 19, 20, 21, 22. 22, somebody, anybody. You can tell anybody. All right, so that's the Emperor. Leadership, Aries. Somebody's definitely a leader. Somebody has lead. Somebody has taken control. Somebody is sitting on a throne. However, there needs to be some circulation. Somebody has used their wombs to form their world. Somebody has formed a broken, stagnated, hurt world. Somebody lives in a very hurt place, in a very hurt energy. And this is how they lead. If you ever wanted to lead yourself astray, if you ever wanted to lead yourself in the wrong way, you'll pick a leader that is broken and fragmented. You'll pick someone who doesn't tell the truth. You'll pick someone who doesn't tell you the truth. You'll pick someone who lives a lie all the time. You'll pick someone who always breaks their own code. They have no code. They have no standard. They have no rules. They only have standards and rules for everybody around them. They don't have them for themselves, which means they can get down and deep into the gutter. And if they are your leader, where are they leading you to? So someone in this Pisces energy is an emperor. They rule with an iron thumb, but they rule disgustingly. You seen how King Cooper rules. It's like, it's dangerous. It's worse than Darkwing Duck. Let's get dangerous. All right. So someone, the leader, it's like they're in a mental prison. They stay on the inside of themselves. They always thinking. This person probably seems quiet and still. They probably seem wise on the surface. However, this person is in conflict, is in constant internal conflict. Okay, Nine of Wands. This person is just trying to survive from the cradle to the grave. This person did not try to grow. This person is not trying to heal. This person is not bothered with it. They just want to make it one day after the other. As bare minimum as this sounds, it's exactly what it is. It's as though this person has gotten put out into the wilderness and they've had their chance for Hansel and Gretel. Not only did they find the candy house and get rid of the witch, they replaced the witch and became exactly the same empty vessel that they got taught from. So somebody's leadership is karmic. It is a generational curse. And they have no doubtedly led a whole lot of people, if not a whole generation, into this fragmented energy. And now it's time for them to be exposed, so that the next generation doesn't have it as hard as them, because they have undoubtedly set the next generation up to deal with some karma. So Sun, Moon, Rising, Pisces, Aries, Virgo, Sagittarius. There's a lot of self-reflection. There's a lot of work that's going to have to be done, shadow work that's going to be done. But for some reason, I feel like this person is going to take this shadow work into the grave. They don't feel like they have been wrong, because no one has been able to get through to them. This is a person that comes out, you do this, you do that, you do this. And before the first flame burst from the first backfire, they've already closed themselves and gone back into their cave. They've gone back into their hiding, because they don't want to see the result of all their decisions. They don't want to see the result of all their orders. They just want to be in charge. Even if it means that they'll end up in the castle engulfed in flames. Remember that part? It wasn't in The Hobbit. It was in Lord of the Rings, when that king decided, since the son that he liked wasn't going to surpass the son that he wasn't too fond of, the one that came out more like his other parent, he was going to set him and his favorite son in the whole entire castle on fire, because he felt like everybody was defeated because it didn't look the way he wanted it to look. However, he was the one that chose to shut himself up in that castle. He decided not to come out. He decided not to break bread with the other kingdoms, surrounding kingdoms. He put himself in a situation. He wanted all the good for himself, all the nice for himself, all the show, all the baubles, all the jewels, all the treasure. He wanted everything good for himself. He wanted everybody else to take what was the least from him. Aesthetically, he just wanted to be pleased. He wanted everything to be pretty and beautiful and great surrounding him. He wanted to live in grandeur. But look how pathetic and small and raggedy he looked when he climbed up on that pyre of wood to try to set his ill-gotten son on fire with his old coward self. And he was even going to take one of the little hobbits with him, because he felt as though that was his slave. The boy talked out of turn and ended up being an indentured slave to a nutcase. Somebody out here operates just like that one in Lord of the Rings. You know the one at the end at the Return of the King, with the big white castle with the big burning oak tree in the front. That was biblical. I don't know how y'all watch movies, but I watch them in many layers. Either way, That part is much like this person. They only want to be shut around. They want everything around them to look good. Even if everything beyond the veil, beyond that first barrier, beyond that layer is rotten and disgusting, as long as they get the aesthetics, they did not care. So they did not feel like they had to heal. So they decided to let the scab grow over the wound. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how you keep an infection. That's how you like pus-filled wounds and pockets and entries. That's how you make craters in your skin and scar tissue. This person wants to live amongst the result of chaos. As long as people aren't pointing the finger outrageously at them, they're okay with knowing that they were the reason, the responsible ones for it. As long as they are not being blamed outright. They know it was their fault. They know this is why certain people didn't get where they were supposed to go. They know why their family isn't filled with a lot of healthy relationships. They know why there is a lot of men and women not together. They know why there's a lot of broken families in their family. They know why there's a lot of grandkids and kids that don't know that they're parents. They know why a lot of baby mothers and baby fathers instead of husband and wives are in their families, because they set about acting as though they were leading when they honestly were just breaking people because they wanted the chance to say that they had a hand in something. They don't care how they meddled as long as they were able to meddle, as long as they were given access. It does not matter as long as they don't have to deal with the fallout of the access that was given. They're okay with fragmenting everybody around them as long as they can go back into some fresh water, in the fishbowl. That is the wrong Pisces. When there's a Pisces in the South Node, you gotta be prepared for that. That is narcissism on a whole nother level. A malignant narcissist that is a Pisces is a spiritual bully of its own right. They will know all the scripture. They will know all the passages. They will know all the practices. They will know everything but good. They will know everything about healing, but they will gravitate toward the wounding. And that is what a South Node Pisces, Aries, Virgo, Sagittarius will do to you. As above, so below, they are the feet. Pisces is the soul, which is the feet. As above, so below. They have a lot of things pondering in their head. This is why when you walk past the fish tank, a lot of people always say, I wonder what that fish is thinking. They speak bubbles and you don't. And this is why you have to be very careful when you are dealing with the Pisces, because they are very neurological. It is very, very much a thought process, whether they're going to do good or bad to you. And sometimes it is definitely a Russian roulette sort of thing. If you meet a North Node Pisces, they will seem like a perfectionist. But you stay long enough, you'll get whatever that gift is. I've never stayed around the Pisces long enough because I don't really feel like we mesh very well. But what I can tell you of the malignant narcissist that is a South Node Pisces is they like to tread water. You will walk in assuming things are calm because they are doing their fishbowl. Wading in the water, appearing in their natural habitat. But you don't understand that those fins, those internal fins are just turning up bubbles, turning up oxygen, turning up. And when you step into their bowl, We do not know if they are an alpha fish or a beta fish. You just be sure, because you don't know when it comes to angelfish. You could be getting an angel, you could be getting a demon. If you've ever seen beta fish, they are beautiful. But if they are mixed in the wrong temperature, the tank has the wrong elements, not enough calcium, not enough this, not enough company, too many fish, the wrong sex of fish. Some male Pisces don't do well around other strong men because they stay in their head too much. So they always thinking that people thinking like them. So they trick themselves out of a lot of situations. Same thing for the female Pisces. If they should happen to have any bit of insecurity in them, it's going to play out in every relationship they come across. They will complicate things almost always. If they can't control it, they will complicate it. And that is what a South Node Pisces, Aries, Virgo, Sagittarius will do. It will look like calm waters. It will look like things are in order over there. But that's what they need for you to see. When you get over there, don't be surprised when it's fragmented and it's chaos and they sitting there like not a damn thing wrong. Have you ever seen a person sit in a house of roaches and not scratch and not look and not start getting the heebie-jeebies? That's what it's like to be. It's very uncomfortable. That's what it's like. So you be careful of the South Node, Pisces, Aries, Virgo, Sagittarius. They're all about appearances on the surface while allowing nothing but chaos to ensue because it feeds them. They like that. And a red flag about a person who is a witcher, they don't mind dirt. They don't mind a sour smell or dirt. They don't mind a sour smell mixed with a little bit of perfume or Bath and Body Works. That's the red flag. If you're dealing with if they can really tolerate actual real filth, I mean talking from the mind to outside, body, soul, friends, there's a little bit of a dark worker in there. Because who in the hell can put up with filth? You really can tell the inside, the contents of a person's minds by the way that they keep their environment. So if you keep going around a person and they have a very cluttered environment, a sour smelling environment, a dirty environment, then that lets you know that even if they haven't become one already, they're well on their way. Okay? Because it takes a certain kind of sickness to sit in your own filth. Okay, so this has been Nyx. I'm going to go heat my coffee up because I have not drinking it because I wanted to spend some time with you. Happy Sunday. Go ahead and pray. Remember, are you a good neighbor or are you only a good neighbor when you're on that pew? Don't come for me. Like, share, and subscribe because I didn't come for you.